Welcome to Frontrunner Motorsport.
Hello and welcome to Frontrunner Motorsport, and today we are going to take a look at the Damon Hill Motorsport board game, which I'm sure, as you could probably guess, was released in 1996 when Damon Hill won the World Championship. Now, how do you play this amazing board game? Well, it's a little bit different. Anyway, so to start with, you have to earn your sponsorship money and buy your car and engine. Why you have to do this in a Damon Hill game, I'm not entirely sure. But you move your pieces. So there you go, look, 10 million, first roll. I got more money than God to buy an engine and a car. I will need about 5 million. See, next player, not so lucky, he only gets a 6. He decides he don't want to take 6. He's going to go again. So mine sort of just keeps moving around the board. Whilst the other guy has to, there you go, he's landed on 10 now. So, you know, the other player. So now we both have the money to buy decent engines. Now you just keep moving around. You can't collect any more money. So this bit of the game is pointless. And also at this point we're not racing. Anyway, so now just keep going until you land on the spaces. You land on an A-class car space, you pay the dosh, you buy the car. So you buy an A-class car and a works engine, you mark it off on the board, and this will be important later. There are other things as well. You can you land here, you have to pay 2 million for a new factory. There's a major crash on pre-season test day that costs you money. You can receive money for brake sponsorships, but there's also the perfect lap. If you land there, you go straight to the grid with a works car and a Class A engine, or the other way around. So now you line up on the grid. But first, before you start the race, let's try and get the whole grid in there. But before you start the race, you have to qualify. So on the qualification lap, you use both dice, put them in a shaker. 7. And this is just whoever can get around the board quickest, ignoring everything. If you get the blue helmet, If you get the blue helmet or sun or whatever the hell that's supposed to be, that counts as a 6 on this lap. And you get an extra roll. But yeah, you just make it around the track as quick as you can. So you get extra 12, that's perfect. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And you get another go. 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11. I am not doing this properly now. 6. As you can see, this is a battle between Ferrari and a Minardi apparently, because one's getting left behind. A little bit better. As you can see, this is absolutely riveting. There you go, he's lining up first. Second. Now, the race itself. This is important again. Because this has a lap chart on it. You will need to keep track of your laps. And also, this is where the works engine and Class A car come into effect. Because, and this is heavily important, can't stress this enough, if you can use it once every lap, but you can add 3 for each of them. So if you have a Class A car and a basic engine, you can add 3 to any roll on one lap. If you have both, you can add 6. It can only be done once a lap on any roll during that lap. That's a little bit complicated. And you have to remember that you've done it, or that you can do it. So obviously first car goes first. This rolls a 6. He's on the yellow. That means you can't overtake. Which means if the blue car gets more than 6, he has to stop 1 space behind the black car. By doing that, he has landed on a hazard space. Draw a hazard. Wheel banging. So this says, observer reports you were wheel banging. Pick a race steward card to determine your fate. That just goes to the bottom of that pack. So you've got penalty, go back 5 spaces. Takes you back to the start. I'm not doing another race steward card. I think that'd be a bit cruel. Black car go again, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, safe. You can't overtake on a yellow. You can only overtake on a white space. So he's got a 3. So he's all the way back here already. I'm getting deja vu with the last one game I played. 9. 3, 6, 9. There are other things as well. You can pay, if you have money left over from the sponsorship round, you can pay £1 million to have an extra throw. And again, if you get the blue this thing, basically this thing, this counts as 6 and you get an extra throw. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So you see the black car's getting around 30 unhindered. 4. Very lucky so far. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The blue car though seems to be picking up all the hazards. Yellow flag. Penalty for overtaking under yellow flag. So go through the pits at the end of this lap. Now the pits are slightly longer than the straight. So that is a penalty. We'll just do a 3-lap race, I think, because this is already tedious. This is basically it now. It's just a case of overtaking. There are cards that help you overtake. I didn't really count that one. It's just in front of the road. There are also cards that help you block, and there's cards that can get you disqualified from the race, basically meaning it can be over within 2 turns of the race. Meaning you can do all the sponsorship and stuff. and then just lose. So there you go, back at the start grid. So we are completing lap 1 with the black car. Oh, so you got another hazard. He is unlucky. Wide car. Use this card once. Stop. Okay, so that's good. So you can use that to block when someone's trying to overtake you. It's not really important right now. But if you use it, you have to use a race steward card. There's one of those for overtaking as well. Oops, spun out. And now you just keep going round and round. So the blue car's caught up a bit, but that's about to get ruined because he has to go through the pit lane, which is about 6 spaces extra, I think I counted. It's more anyway. It's got a 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Still have to technically complete his first lap. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, there we go. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, that's not too bad. Oh, there you go, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and you get another roll. 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There you go, the black one's got a hazard. Pace car. Everybody, that's the one you want to get if you're behind. Everyone form up behind the lead car. So the blue car is now behind him, and it's his go. The only thing that's not clear in the rules is, can you overtake on a hazard space? I presume not. So he's stuck there. So you see all that pulling away, you didn't get him anywhere. 7, 8, 9. Oh, they're on the same space. There's no rules for that. It's just overtaking rules. So 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, black one's got another hazard. So we're going wrong for him now. It's a spin. Go back 8 places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So blue car's in the lead. 11. So almost on lap 2. Lap 3, sorry. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not the biggest roll in the world there. It's at least closed up a bit. Only 4 squares in it, and we're on the last lap. Oh, and the blue one's got another hazard. Flat tyre. Count die score less 2 for the remainder of this lap, and then go through the pits. That's a pretty harsh one. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, we're on the last lap, so we're going to get to the pits over the finish line. Oh no, you've got to count it less 2. But overtaking rules still apply. So if you're in the yellows, you're safe. So that counts as a 6 and a 1, so that's 7, so we want to go 5. But you still get another go. Just keeping you out of reach. Oh my god. So it's another 5. And another go. Still going alright for you. 10, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You pull clear a little bit. 7. Three. There you go, that's where it's going to hurt. 7. So yeah, going into the final stretch, which is only a 2. See, so you got a 10. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But he is on a safe, no overtake space. So you can only close up right behind him. And now you've got to get past. As we're getting to the end now, it's still very close. So 6. See, so he's only 2 spaces away, but he is on overtake space. But he doesn't quite get enough. Oh, you're supposed to go through the pits. So 5. Hey, and we've done it. The blue car wins. Yay. Yeah, there you go. So that is Damon Hill's Motorsport board game. Is it any good? It's okay. Honestly, throwing everything off here, if you got rid of the sponsor bullshit and the engines in the cars, it'd be fine. The actual inside race bit is very, very simple. Maybe a bit too simple. Just do what the cards say. There's a few things with the sponsorship money and stuff, but honestly, that sponsor stuff around the outside is completely pointless. If you're playing with little kids, I would just do the middle part and ignore the outside. But other than that, it's a fairly reasonable standard board game. Can't say much more about it than that. I don't know, I wasted £5 off eBay. Anyway, I have others, so stick around, subscribe, and we'll play some more board games.